Let's explore how the centre of Brussels went from this, or this, to this. It is hard to imagine today, but beneath the modern streets and boulevards of Brussels, a river still flows in darkness. Before the great transformations of the 19th century, the heart of Brussels looked completely different. The Senne crossed the city in open air, winding between tightly packed houses, stone bridges, workshops, inns, and narrow medieval streets. In some areas, Old Brussels could even evoke parts of Bruges today, with waterways, reflections, and densely packed buildings leaning over the river. Painters and early photographers captured a city that now feels almost unreal. It was a city of crowded waterways, small markets, hidden courtyards, and old riverside neighbourhoods shaped by centuries of urban life. But behind these picturesque scenes, the situation was becoming increasingly dangerous. As Brussels expanded during the Industrial Revolution, pollution, sewage, and industrial waste severely contaminated the Senne. In many places, the river had effectively become an open sewer. Several cholera epidemics during the 19th century reinforced the growing perception of the Senne as a source of disease, foul smells, and urban decay. Brussels was not alone. In London, the Great Stink of 1858 had exposed a similar crisis after the Thames became overwhelmed by sewage and pollution. But while London developed massive new sewer systems along the river, Brussels chose a different and far more radical solution for its historic centre. The Senne would disappear from the surface of the city. In 1863, Jules Ansbach became mayor of Brussels and supported an ambitious modernisation project inspired in part by the transformations of Baron Haussmann in Paris. 4 years later, in 1867, the works officially began. Entire districts were demolished, streets vanished, large sections of the historic centre were reshaped. Thousands of residents, many of them from poorer neighbourhoods, were displaced during the transformation. Massive underground vaults were constructed above the river, while huge construction sites spread across the centre of Brussels. For several years, Old Brussels became a landscape of rubble, excavations, dust, and scaffolding. Then, in 1871, the Senne disappeared from the centre of the city. In its place appeared wide boulevards, monumental buildings, elegant facades, and a new image of the Belgian capital. But the transformation also erased much of the old riverside city that had existed for centuries along the water. Over time, the new boulevards themselves became dominated by cars and heavy traffic. Yet today, Brussels is changing once again. Many of those avenues have become pedestrian spaces, bringing people back into the centre of the city. And beneath the streets of Brussels, the Senne still flows quietly in the dark, hidden but never truly gone.